They have not looked like the Pacers team from last year. And as much as I praised, Hallie, I think it was last year or the year before, made a lot of money with him. He's looked terrible. So I think it's going to start with him. Until he starts to look better, the Pacers will continue to look mediocre. This is also a team that is not known for defense. You look at their games, and once again, we know the Wizards are bottom feeders. They allowed 103 to them. But the three prior games, 129 plus to each of those teams. How can we lay 7 points and expect them to win by multiple possessions if they cannot get stops? Now, when I look on the other side, I can understand why people might run to the window and want to fade New Orleans. They haven't been good all year, mostly because they've been unhealthy. But they're starting to get guys back in the lineup now. Two guys, CJ McCollum and Trey Murphy, I think one played 4 games this year, the other played 5. They're both expected to be out there starting tonight. And they also have Ingram out there tonight too. So I think the Pelicans roster right now is more than capable of scoring on this Indiana team. And I think they'll look a lot better than what we've seen in recent weeks. I think the Pelicans will start to trend upwards as far as against the spread. So I just think it's too many points for a team that doesn't play defense in the Pacers. Pelicans +7 will be my recommendation.
So, New Orleans has been hanging around in their home games. But you look at them on the highway, and boy, you want to talk about a track record of blowout losses. That's all they have. They lose by 28 at Cleveland. They lose by 41 at Dallas. They lose by 18 at OKC. They lose by 27 at Orlando. They lose by 15 at Golden State, by 18 at Golden State, and by 22 at Portland. Yeah, that's their last, 7 or 8 road games. And not a one of them have they been competitive in. Does that worry you at all?
I understand, but it doesn't worry me because, I also understand why they haven't been competitive. And it goes back to, in my mind, it's just being unhealthy. Like, yes, you can look at just home road splits, but a lot of these games, they just haven't had talent out there to compete with teams. The Pacers, I'll go back to them on the flip side. Just look at them laying points so far this season. I believe they're 3-7 ATS. So it doesn't worry me as much in this spot. I trust the Pelicans with my money tonight.
Ski Prophet talking some NBA action. He'll be back at 3:30 Eastern live here on Wager Talk TV with Rob Vino. They'll be breaking down all the different NBA games and taking your questions live as well. 3:30 Eastern NBA tip-off today on Monday. And Ski, in the meantime, let everybody know what you got going on at wagertalk.com.
Yeah, I know we have a Thanksgiving deal that's going to go live, right? 7 days for $69. I think that's the best way to get involved. I'll shout out that going back to 2021, I'm up a little bit over 200 units in the association, cashing 64% of my last 200 NBA 3% or higher. In college basketball to start the season, I'm 8-2. In college football, I'm 41-30 on the season. And I had a slow start to my NBA, but I've now won 6 in a row. So I think that's the best way to get involved if you would like to check out my work.